Okay, everybody. Hello. My name is Carson Meredith. Glad to be with you on this Saturday evening. It is 6:50 p.m. on Saturday, October 19th. Hope you're well. Hope you got outside today. Gosh, was it a beautiful day. Man, oh man. Y'all know I love fall. It's my favorite time of year. October is my favorite month of the year. And days like today are exactly why. My goodness, just what a stunner of a day. And hey, we're going to keep the nice weather around for a while, so take advantage of it. We'll talk about let's see, let me make a tweak here. Might see the camera change here. Okay, need to brighten up a little bit. We will talk about this slow warm-up that will continue tomorrow and into early next week when our next cold front moves in, if it has any rain, not a lot. And if we have any pattern change in sight, because if you got the notification on the Wave Weather app just now to watch this live stream, we are currently in the midst of the driest October we have ever seen in Louisville. And records go way, way back to the 19th century. So will that record hold, or will we get a little wet weather? We'll talk about it here as the evening goes on. I don't want to ramble too much tonight. It's a nice evening. A lot of you guys probably want to get out tonight. And quite honestly, the weather pattern's quiet. But nonetheless, we'll chat because I know you guys like to talk weather. Angela always likes to talk about weather, right? I hope you're well. Exceptional weather indeed earlier today. Okay, where are we at here? Let's go to Corydon, shall we? Nice and sunny day, of course. Sun's starting to go down. I mentioned in our 6 o'clock newscast on the TV side of things, the fall foliage is just starting to enter its peak here in Wave Country. We're going to get some really nice colors, I got a feeling, next week or so. So a lot of green in some areas. I was driving around town today. You saw some yellows and reds starting to get into the mix. So it's going to really pop with those colors here the next week or two. 72 is our current temperature here in Louisville at this point. I mean, just gorgeous. No other way to put it. Nice breeze out of the southwest. It's been stunning. 73 is what we hit today. Our average high for this time of year is 69. So yeah, we are back above average, okay? And we will continue to get further and further and further from that average through Wednesday. So this warm-up is with us for, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 more days. And then we'll start to cool things back down again. But not bad at all. Nothing like that record of 87 that was set back on this date in 2005. Steve's got a good question. Any 80s in the forecast? Yes, there is. I added one day with highs of 80 degrees. That will be on Wednesday. But that's it. That's the only 80 degree I got anytime soon. The Kentucky mesonet looks phenomenal. A few little wispy clouds in southern Kentucky. If you're watching us tonight down in Hart, Marion County, you might see a few clouds on the horizon. That's about it. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous evening. And if you saw on our Wave Weather social pages today, Facebook and Twitter, X, whatever Elon decides to call it today, we are now have sunsets before 7 p.m. The sunset tonight is here in 5 minutes. It's 6:59. And we will not have a sunset after 7 o'clock again until March. That's the one trade-off about this time of year is we get less and less daylight, right? Soon enough, when we change the time here in 2 weeks, we do the time change, all that nonsense, we'll have sunsets before 6 o'clock. I'm not looking forward to that, but it could always be worse. It could always be worse. If you live on the other side, if you live in the central time zone, when we're in the winter, sunsets at like 4:30. That's no fun either. But anyway, all right, here's the big picture across the U.S. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very strong ridge of high pressure, not only at the surface, but aloft above our heads. And it's going to take a while for this ridge to break down. So until then, we're going to keep things nice and quiet. Very, very unusual to have a high pressure that strong this time of year. But it is anchored down and it is not going anywhere. Oh, by the way, I'll have a quick tropical update as we wrap things up tonight because there's some action going on in the tropics again. No huge concerns, but we'll dive deeper into it in a minute. Here comes sort of our next system to watch, the stalled boundary that stretches really right across the heart of the country from Duluth, Minnesota, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, down through the Twin Cities, Nebraska, western Kansas, into New Mexico. And that boundary is going to be stalled for several days because this high pressure that I just circled, and we'll circle again, is so strong. It's like a block. Here's the high, here's the front. The front can't get the high pressure out of the way, right? So things are kind of stagnant for the time being. But eventually, this front's going to get a move on to the east. And while it won't have a ton of moisture with it, as you can tell, it will give us our next temperature reset, if you will, where we drop those temperatures a little bit. And that will occur by the end of this upcoming work week. All right, let's see a few more comments before we go on. Olivia says, nice evening for some book shopping in the Summit. Yeah. Any outlet shops, right? Gorgeous day. If you had any reason to be outside today, I mean, that's how nice it was. Jocelyn says, are we seeing any rain in the forecast? Hold that thought. Not a lot. I'll explain here in a sec. Rose says, hello. Olivia talking about those sunset times. When your dad is a farmer, you love the earlier sunsets because it means supper before 9 o'clock. I don't doubt that one bit. I'm always a fan of dinner around 6 or 7. I'm an early dinner person. Maybe I'm an old man in my 20s. I don't know. But yeah, I prefer earlier supper time as well. Michelle's got a good question. Where the heck have we been this week? We've been here. We never leave you guys. We're here 24/7, it seems like. Carrie's asking, where's Brian been? Everybody calm down. We're good. Brian just took a week of vacation, okay? He's all good. We're all good. Brian will be back with the blog on Monday, okay? He just took some time off, and he'll be back on Monday. I promise, okay? But anyway, we've had a quiet week. Got a quiet weekend. We'll keep the quiet weather around, right? Clear and cool tonight. There might be some patchy fog, though. If you were watching us earlier this morning on our morning newscast, I had some wild views right here in downtown Louisville. River fog developing right over the junction. And it stuck around for a while. It stuck around till about 9:30 or 10 o'clock this morning. So that's what I'll be watching again tomorrow morning. So wake up early with me again on sunrise Sunday morning. We might have some very patchy fog, especially along the Ohio River. I think the risk is lower tomorrow morning for that fog, but it's still a possibility. We'll watch it. Otherwise, it's going to be a cool night. And this is that tough time of year where it's really cool in the morning, but it warms up very quickly each and every afternoon. So it makes it difficult to plan what to wear, right? Start things off tomorrow morning with that jacket for sure, with many of us in the low to mid 40s. And you could shed that jacket again tomorrow afternoon. In fact, we're a couple degrees warmer Sunday afternoon with a high of 75. So cool mornings, warm afternoons. And the reason why we have these huge temperature swings is because the air's so dry. The temperatures can swing a lot more when the air is dry. Whereas if we've got a lot of moisture in the air, it kind of gets tamped down, if you will. So that's why we got these dramatic 40s to 70s, 40s to 70s for the next couple of days. But the warm-up continues. We're right in the middle of it. It's not going to be an intense heat wave. Forget heat wave. We're done with heat waves till next summer, probably. But it's just going to be a gradual couple degrees every single day through about Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday in particular, as you see here on the map, 79 our forecast high, 10 degrees above average. So it's certainly warm for October standards, but it'll still feel pretty comfortable. We'll get close to 80 by Wednesday. And that is when our next cold front moves in. It's the one I showed you out to our west. It'll finally get a move on here probably by Monday. And it'll sweep through on Wednesday here at home. You notice on Futurecast, however, everybody asking about the rain chances, there's a whole lot of nothing. Models continue to trend drier and drier and drier with this cold front. It didn't have much moisture as it was. It's got even less now looking over today's model data. So for that reason, I've dropped our rain chances to just 10% for Tuesday and Wednesday. And we may have to go even lower than that if trends continue. But nonetheless, there may be a stray shower Tuesday and Wednesday. Very, very tiny chance, guys. Very, very small. However, as this front sweeps through Wednesday night, that cooler air will rush in behind it. You'll see that on the 10-day here in a second. Let's talk about the tropics real quick. And again, I'm keeping things brief tonight because it is quiet. We've actually had two systems named in the last 24 hours. One of which was Tropical Storm Nadine, that was such a short-lived system, it's already made landfall down in Belize, country down in Central America, south of Mexico. Main issue with that was just rain and a little wind. So Nadine's really off just as quickly as it got on the hurricane board or the tropical system board. It's on its way out. It's fading. But Oscar has snuck up on us today. The Hurricane Center's been watching this wave about a week now. And it went from all of a sudden from, might become a tropical system, it probably won't, to, oh, hey, here's a hurricane. All in a span of about 3 hours earlier this morning. How does that happen? I don't know. I'm truly not sure. I'm kind of puzzled about it myself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hurricane Oscar is a Category 1, 85-mile-an-hour winds. It's right over the Turks and Caicos tonight. And that placement, you immediately think, oh, boy, Florida. Oh, boy. No need to worry. Look at the track from the National Hurricane Center. Kind of an odd track. It's going to kind of meander in the Turks and Caicos tonight, drift towards Cuba tomorrow, and then tomorrow night into Monday, it's just going to go way up to the north and east and say, see ya. Quite a sharp turn it's going to be making, just southwest, and boom, goes up to the north and east like that. So this will not be an issue for Florida. This will not be an issue for the United States. All right? Take comfort in that. Nonetheless, we're still going to have some strong wind gust in the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and some heavy rain down in the Caribbean. But this is not an issue for the United States because of that sharp turn that Hurricane Oscar will make on Monday. Okay? So that's your tropical update. This is the only system we're really watching. There's no other areas to watch. So this is the only show on their board. And hopefully, as we get deeper and deeper into October, we'll start to quiet down for this hurricane season. And after Helene and Milton went through, I think we're all ready for hurricane season to be done, right? Let's see. I will go to the 10-day earliest alert as I pop some comments back on the board. Steve says, any concern for frost? Not at this point. No, not at this point. We have a lot of mornings that are cool. Jacket weather, yeah, but no frosty mornings. I think this morning was our last frost concern for a while. And in case you missed it, the Weather Service is done with the frost and freeze alerts for the fall because they've deemed with the UK Agriculture Center that the growing season is over. So no more frost advisories, no more freeze warnings until March or April at the earliest. Just an FYI there. Rose says 70s and sunny, my kind of weather. Yeah, I think everybody likes it, right? Well, except DJ King. My man's always got to have that snow, right? Nothing just yet, my man. Nothing yet. Belize indeed is down south, Carrie. It's Central America, just south of Mexico. It's right on the border with Mexico, I believe. It's one of those small little countries down in Central America. Okay. And that's where Nadine went through earlier today. But Nadine is no longer an issue. Okay, here's your 10-day here at home. I mean, not really much to add, guys. We talked about that cold front that moves in on Wednesday. It was, or it's going to be a strong cold front as far as temperatures are concerned, but won't bring much moisture or rain with it. Maybe a stray shower. But even then, that chance looks slim. Now, look ahead to next weekend. So next Saturday, next Sunday. You see 10% rain chances across the board there. Models are really struggling with that long-term time frame. It looks as though we're going to get into somewhat of a zonal weather pattern. So in other words, things go from west to east. And there might be little disturbances that just scoot through the atmosphere in that west to east fashion late next week. But the models have candidly no idea when or if those little disturbances will scoot through the atmosphere. The European model wants to give us several waves of rain heading into next weekend and the week after. The GFS isn't going there just yet. So to cover our bases, I've introduced 10% rain chances starting Friday of next week onwards until we can figure out how that potentially unsettled stretch plays out. I don't see severe weather at this point, nothing like that, but we may have to bump up some of those rain chances about a week from now. But we'll cross that bridge as we get closer to it. Until then, it's pretty quiet. We're going to enjoy all the sunshine that we have for tomorrow and Monday and most of Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And then you see that cool down behind the cold front. By the end of the upcoming week, we go from 80 on Wednesday down to 66 on Thursday. So there's that temperature reset that we talked about. And then we'll steadily climb back into the 70s as we head towards next weekend. All right. That's all I got, guys. Any last minute comments, questions, thoughts, concerns before we sign things off? Again, I didn't want to ramble too much tonight since things are so quiet. We've got college football on Wave and NBC tonight. It's a Big Ten game. I'm not sure who it is, to be honest with you. But whenever that game is done, you can watch us on the TV side of things on Wave News at 11. Hope you'll tune in if you're still awake. And if not, I'll be here on Sunrise Sunday morning tomorrow night. We'll be back here in the Wave Weather Now studios as well. Hey, Weather Geek's got a question. Ragweed done for the year? I'll miss it so little. Yeah, right? Good riddance. I don't want to say ragweed's done just yet because we still got, as you see on the 10-day, a pretty dry stretch ahead. But it is manageable for the time being. And hopefully as we get deeper, closer to November, we can axe that ragweed, right? So I wouldn't say it's totally done just yet, Weather Geek, but we're heading in the right direction. that frost definitely helped. I'll tell you that. There still may be a little bit of it, though. Okay. That's all I got for tonight, guys. Appreciate you watching. As always, I'll be on TV tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, and even though it's quiet, we'll still do another chat here on Wave Weather Now around the same time tomorrow night, close to 7 o'clock. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everybody around you. It's a crazy time of year. So, yeah, get outside, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the warm afternoons. Enjoy not having alert days, right? Let's keep that going. Let's keep that stretch going. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you guys tonight on the TV side of things at 11. Take care.